G'day guys, Googs here for The Drunk Philosopher and I'm red hot. I am very upset today. There's a lot of bad people in the corporate world. We all know this, okay? We all know that Facebook are malevolent and Google are malevolent and Disney are full of shit. We know this. There's this one guy in Australia, right? And he is an absolute discredit to the state he comes from, which is Queensland. Okay, and so I want to set that up straight away because I don't want anybody to go, Queenslanders, because most people I know from Queensland are really good people, all right? Clive Palmer, he came out a few weeks ago, I'm going to put in a High Court injunction to bring down Western Australian borders, but he didn't really go into detail at the time why he wanted to. But I care for the people, he said in a letter, I care about the people and I care about their jobs and I care about their welfare. And I thought at the time, well, this is stupid because if you bring down Western Australia's borders, by caveat of the highest constitutional courts in the land, well, if Western Australia can't keep up its borders, neither can any other state, and it's a free-for-all. Okay, one of the things that's kept Australia relatively corona-free has been the fact that we can't travel intrastate, okay, or interstate, I should say. And Victoria's got all these cases, but, Victorians aren't supposed to leave the state. New South Wales can't leave the state. They've got a few cases, and so have we. We've got a couple of cases in Western Australia. But the thing is, we're keeping away from each other enough so that it's the bad outbreak in Victoria largely stays in Victoria, okay? But you bring down the borders and it's a free-for-all. You can have all the lockdowns you want in Melbourne, which is the capital city of Victoria, for those who don't know, and they can just, fuck it. Where are you from? Melbourne, but there's no state border. Can't keep me in. South Australia can't stop me coming in because there's no lockdown on the border. Okay? That's when it goes haywire. That's when Australia, we might as well at that point take off our masks and just go, right, we're going to get it whenever. Bring it on. So that's the first point. And I thought, well, why is he doing this? Why is Clive Palmer doing this? There's got to be something in it for him. There's got to be, and it comes out today what Clive Palmer is up to. This is what Clive Palmer is, it's all about. There's this mine he wants to do up in the Pilbara, in the northwest of Western Australia. And he started setting this up in 2012 under the Barnett government. And then the deal got changed somewhat in 2013. There were some restrictions put in place. And he really couldn't do anything until this year. And instead of going like any reasoning, rational person would do, go, well, it's probably not a good idea to start a mine in 2020 because it's just going to be too hard. What I'll do is I'll put it on the back burner, talk to the state government, say, hey, look, can we keep the land sweet? Can we do, look, I'm not going to pay anything this year. And if you wouldn't mind letting that slide, it's not your fault, it's not my fault, shake your hand, all good. No, he's turned around and go, I am going to sue the Western Australian government for $30 billion in lost productivity and all the rest of it. 30 billion, right? Not 30 million or 3 million for the inconvenience or whatever it is. 30 billion. Our last state budget was $32.8 billion, okay? This is what gets me fired up. That money, okay, covers a whole wide range of things. For example, Homes West, state housing for the poor people. It covers teaching. That's teachers, that's schools, that's pencils, that's books, that's all that sort of stuff. So we've got a good public education system. That's the police. The police are state run. Okay? So we can't afford to pay our cops. We can't afford to pay our teachers and keep our schools operational. We can't afford to give people reasonably cheap housing if they haven't got a job or whatever the case may be. Single parents. That's bad enough. I mean, I could go on and name a dozen more things that the state does. No policing, great. Fantastic idea. Let's just abolish the police, shall we? Because a mad billionaire has come out and pulled this shit. Fuck off. This is ridiculous. you know, it's terrifying. I mean, I'm just going to name two more organisations this will absolutely devastate. The State Emergency Service, which is run by volunteers in the community that does cliff rescues, searches for lost people in the bush, storm damage. You know, your house loses some tiles, they'll come in and they'll fix you up. They'll fix you up some plastic or temporary measures until you can get it fixed properly. And then you got the Volunteer Fire Brigade, for God's sakes. Yes, it's run by volunteers, but guess who largely funds it? The state government. Let's just kill the state budget by suing the West Australian government, send the West Australian government bankrupt, and completely kill the entire state. And Mr. Palmer goes, but I really care about the people. You care about the people. No, Mr. Palmer, no, you don't. And for anybody who thinks that this is just on a whim, this is the reason he wanted to get into the state, because he wanted to check out the real estate. He wanted to see if everything was still okay and cool. And when they said, no, we're not opening the borders because we're not going to let your Queensland crew in to build your mine, because largely I imagine it probably would be built by Queensland companies, considering he's a Queensland billionaire. Once again, nothing against the Queenslanders. Once again, nothing against any contractors that might come here, but it's fucking 2020. We're in the middle of a pandemic. No. But this Mr. Palmer doesn't seem to have a brain in his head. His moral compass is based on the dollar sign. Absolutely. There is no questions asked on the dollar sign. No morals, no scruples, and his only principle is looking after his hip pocket. Now, I understand that mining is a large percentage of Australia's income. I understand it employs millions of people, and millions of people, including some of my own mates, have profited very well from working at mine sites. That's all understood. But right now, Mr. Palmer, is not the time to be destroying Western Australia, one of the biggest earners for states in Australia, if not the biggest, next to maybe Queensland, because they're huge in mining too. But you're willing to take out our state. And if you don't think for 1 second that is going to affect Twiggy Forrest and his mines, isn't going to affect Gina Reinhardt and her mines, isn't going to affect the fruit growers, the grape growers, all these other people, all the agricultural industries, man, it's going to wipe our state out. You are going to take our state from doing reasonably well through COVID and turn us into a wasteland. I have very few, I have to keep this reasonably clean because it's YouTube, right? I have very few words for a person of his like. I have no time for people of his like. Anyone who supports Clive Palmer at this point in time, I'm sorry, man. I do not know what to say to you in terms of arguments, because it's just obvious. This man is a liar, he is a thief, and he is downright evil, and he wants to destroy the entire state of Western Australia, which at the moment is helping buoy the entire nation. This is all I've got to say about Mr. Palmer. I'm Nathan Gooks Fletcher. This is my drunk philosophy. Be good. Stay safe. Don't be evil. And I'll see you later. Hooroo.